All right, there you go. Okay, so we're going to start off with just a high level of our mission and mission statement, our vision and mission statement of the university, right? So what is our mission? What do we do? What makes CIU different, right? So at the end of the day, there's a lot of universities that you can attend, but CIU here is committed to helping students like yourself, right? Business oriented entrepreneurs, and just provide with good academic service to all students. And our vision is to be the institution of choice for all entrepreneur students. That's who we aim to be, but just a high level of what we do here at CIU. Our mission pillars, these are the 3 mission pillars that we try to embody, right? The first pillar on your left-hand side here is our personal pillar. And the way we do that and we demonstrate that to you is by providing support, right? Encourage you throughout the way, having people like Edlin who supports you through your enrollment process, right? We're small enough that we care and we know every single student by name, and we want to make sure that you feel comfortable and ready to start class. Our pillar in the center is that we are accessible, right? And we showcase that through being a global institution, having an online presence all over the world, and having students from all around the world, different industries, different sectors, and bringing quite a wealth of knowledge into the courtroom. So it's a very exciting thing to be a part of. That's the accessibility pillar in the middle. And of course, we're also very affordable compared to other institutions. And then lastly, our third pillar is that we embody the entrepreneurial spirit. We are aspirational as well as driven. You know, again, we embody this by providing students with all the tools, these presentations, right? But then we expect students to then excel and utilize the tools, right? To really take full control of their program. So these are our pillars here at CIU. Let's talk about the agenda, right? So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to start off with a welcome message. Number 2 is learning logistics of online. So what kind of computer materials do we need to ensure our success? Number 3, course registration, very important. A lot of students always want to ask, how do you enroll into classes? Number 4 is attendance, right? We are online. How do we track your participation? Number 5, course outline. What is the breakdown of my first class? What should I expect? Number 6 is your business writing style. So what should I be familiar with? What is the style, the format of my documents? Number 7 here is your electronic textbooks. Number 8, our tutorial. 9 is our resources and information. And then lastly, we'll conclude our presentation with a Q&A. However, again, we don't have to wait for this last slide. Feel free to chime in, ask questions throughout the presentation. So far, any questions, Jenny?
No, not at this time. Thank you.
Sounds good. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our first slide here. Welcome message. All right, so welcome aboard again. First and foremost, thank you for taking the time to attend CIU's orientation. We'll be preparing you for this new and exciting academic journey. We also want to let you know that commitment that you made is not something that we take lightly. We're very proud that you are with us. You know, the expectations are going to be high. At times it's going to be challenging, but we believe in you and in your abilities to succeed. So again, congratulations on reaching this new and academic journey. We're so excited that you're with us. All right, so let's talk about technology requirements, right? So we are an online school. I know this may seem, you know, almost all obvious, but, you know, again, we just need to make sure that we touch point on this. You know, starting on the left-hand side, computer, you know, if this is online, we need to make sure that we have a reliable computer and reliable internet connection, right? As soon as you start a program on April 8th, you're immediately going to start engaging, logging into class. So just make sure that you have a computer and access to the internet. Next square here is Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Well, you know, a lot of your assignments here, Jenny, you're going to be required to submit them through Microsoft Word, right, as attachment. So we need to make sure that we have this tool. If you don't have Microsoft Office, don't worry, we have you covered. We actually provide you with a Microsoft University email address where you can download Microsoft Office. Right in the center, recommended browser. We utilize Google Chrome. It's the most compatible to our websites. However, all browsers work, but we just recommend Google browser. PDFs, Adobe Acrobat Reader. A lot of our supplemental materials will be downloadable via PDF, as well as your syllabus, study guides, all of the external supplemental material. So this is important to have. And then lastly, this is very important, Jenny, anytime during your program, if you encounter any technical difficulties, always email the help desk at caluniversity.edu. Not only does it send an email, but it actually submits a tracking number where it tracks your submission and your request. It's very important that we have, written documents and a tracking history record of any issues that you have. We've come a long way with technology. We provide now online service, academic service online, but there's a lot of times where technology is out of our control. So at any time, if you encounter any issues, just email the help desk and they'll provide you with support. You can also contact myself or Edlin or your instructor, but first and foremost, the help desk will be available to support you. So far, so good, Jenny?
Yes, so far so good. Thank you.
All right, there you go. We're doing good so far. Anything you'd like to add, Edlin? Good?
We're good.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say that you are in the program too.
Oh, yeah, Jenny, I forgot to mention that. I'm in the program myself.
Oh,
so,
you are?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Wow.
So not only can I support you as your advisor, but I have all the insights, right? I can work with you, help you out. I know when you talk about an assignment, I know exactly what you're talking about because I've probably already completed the assignment. So it's great, because I can provide you insights, because I've been in the program and I can understand what you're going through. I can empathize with you, and I can also give you some tools, my personal tools and, how I've been tackling my work, and I'll be showing that to you once we go through the tutorial.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's good to know. Thank you for sharing that, because that's very important to me. Thank you.
Oh, there you go. Thank Edlin for bringing this up. There you go. See, we're working together here. It's all about working together as a team. All right, so the first website, Jenny, that you're going to be working on is the student portal, or we like to call it the administrative headquarters because it's the student headquarters. That's where all of your personal information is located. You can access your degree audit. You can access your schedule. You can view your grades, your account information. You can make payments. You can also track your payment information and your finances, as well as update your personal information and request an ID card. So you can actually request a physical student ID card that you are a DBA student, show off your accomplishment, get some discounts at the movie theater. So you can definitely request that upon the completion of your first class. Okay, and then once you complete your enrollment, Jenny, you'll be able to access both websites, even prior to you starting your first class on April 8th.
Okay, good.
All right. The second website. So you want to make sure, key takeaways. I know there's a lot of information, but just know that there's going to be two courses. Portal, which is your headquarters, Learn Center for your classroom. The second website is the Learn Center, and we utilize Moodle content management. So some other familiar content management system is Blackboard. I know a lot of students are familiar with Blackboard, so we utilize Moodle. Very user-friendly, and you can directly access this through a link that we provide you as well. What kind of other information can you find in the Learn Center? You'll find your Student Resource Center, a lot of information for students. You'll be able to access the Writing Center, the Math Lab. You will also be able to access the LIRN, which is the Library Information Resource Network, which is basically your online library where you can go and locate those databases, right, to retrieve those peer-reviewed articles. And then lastly, one of the important tools that you'll find in this website is your VeriCite Plagiarism Scanner. And the reason why I include this in this slide is because it's very important to you, Jenny, as a doctorate student, to know that all of your submissions upon you submitting to your instructor are scanned for plagiarism detection, right? So we have a threshold here of 15%. So every assignment that you submit has to have less than 15%. Anything over 15, your instructor may not grade it or may ask you to resubmit. But we're going to walk you through the VeriCite plagiarism scanner and talk about how you can use it to ensure that you have less than 15% upon the submission of your assignment. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. Yes.
All right. Any questions, Eddie? No. All right, so let's talk about the academic calendar. I like to showcase this because I want you to see how the terms are breaking down throughout the year, right? It's very important to know that. So we're starting off in term 3 of 2019. The term begins on April 8th, 2019. Each course is broken down into 6 weeks. So the term begins on April 8th, and then it ends on Sunday, May 19th. And then as you can see here, go back, the next term, term 4, right? The term 3 ends on Sunday, and then right away the next day on Monday, you start, your next class, term 4. Then you have a little term break here of a week for July 4th, so you can go ahead and start planning your 4th of July, weekend, because you're not going to be in a class. And then you will start your term 5 course or your 3rd course in your instance. And the reason why I like to track those 3 terms is because I want to let you know that every 3 classes is 1 semester. So terms 3, 4, and 5, which is your first 3 courses, make up 1 semester. So at the end of the 2019, Jenny, you will be completing 2 semesters because you will be completing term 3, 4, and 5, that's 1, and then term 6 through 8, that is on the 2nd semester. And I'll be sending you a link with the academic calendar as well, so you know exactly when the terms begin and then when the terms end.
Okay, that's important because I'm on a provisional acceptance because of my low GPA, and so yeah, I was wondering when that first semester is. So that's good that you clarified that. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go, and then yeah, so once the semester's over, then your status will change. You'll be back in good academic standing
Okay.
if we were below the GPA.
Yes.
And don't feel bad or discouraged. There's a lot of students who go in the same way.
Okay, great, thank you.
Let's keep going forward with the next slide. This, of course, registration, right? So how are you registering your class? We're going to focus on the right-hand side here, which is the doctorate degree. You are registered automatically in the order of your program matrix. Your doctorate program is 20 courses or 60 credits, right? 20 times 3 is 60 credits, and then is composed of 3 sections. Your first section is your 10 core courses, so all students are required to take the same 10 business courses. Then you move on to the 5 specialization courses, and that's where students tend to branch out to their individualized specialization. If you are a doctorate general, meaning that you want to be more wealth and knowledge of different specializations, you can choose from different courses. And then during this time as well, you'll take the CCA. And then lastly, your third component is the dissertation courses. And those are 5 courses, 1 course per chapter. During the first week of every term, Jenny, you will be able to adjust your schedule by adding or dropping a course. Just let us know during the first term of every single class. We always make changes if students want to do that. If the course is available, of course, you can always let us know. All changes need to be done during the first week per university catalog. As long as we have written documentation, you send us an email on Sunday and say, hey, David, actually, I would like to change to this course. Then, we'll honor your request. Just make sure, again, written documentation. I can't stress that enough. Always send emails. When in doubt, send an email. You can always refer back to them with a date stamp. Make sense with course registration?
So with the 10 core courses, is that
Sure.
spread out throughout the 3 year or throughout the term, or is it 1 core course per?
Yeah, good question. So you're tackling 1 course at a time.
Okay.
So yeah, so 1 course per 6 weeks.
Okay, got it.
And then you even to get more granular, then you'll do 1 week at a time, one
I
unit
see.
at a time. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's easier to tackle it once you know that you're working just 1 week at a time, one course at a time.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a really good question. Any questions? All right, let's talk about attendance. How do we manage your participation in class, right? So you are required to participate actively throughout your weekly assignments or your weekly units and throughout your program. And what attendance includes is actually submitting your assignments, you know, posting exams, writing your submissions, posting in the course forums, basically active participation. What attendance is not, and that's something that students tend to think it is just logging in. So what happens, Jenny, is that we have actually a process here where we have various individuals who will reach out to you if we don't see you regularly or we're worried about you, want to make sure you're okay. And basically, after 5 days, your instructor will reach out to you. 6, 7 days, you know, we'll reach out to you. We'll send you emails. We're checking in on you. Attendance is not just logging in to the Learn Center. We can see that you're logging in, but it doesn't trigger attendance. So we actually have to be engaged and we actually have to be submitting work. However, we understand that, you know, as, you know, working adults, you know, balancing multiple things, family, life, work, you know, a lot of things to manage. You know, sometimes things happen. Maybe you're getting behind. Maybe you weren't able to log in. It's okay. We always just ask, you know, that you reach out to us, right? Let us know, hey, this is what's going on. You know, I need a little bit more time. Reach out to your instructor, reach out to Edlin, reach out to me, reach out to Eddie. Let us know. We'll always find ways to help you. There's a lot of policies in the university that allows for you to help you and provide you support. So as long as there's an open communication, we'll be able to support you and provide you options. But attendance is required, especially if you are receiving financial aid. Title IV funded requires students to abide by university policies. Attendance is one of them. So just make sure that you're submitting your assignments. If you're submitting your assignments every single week, the attendance will mean itself and you don't even have to worry about this. All right, let's recap on some of the things that we talked about so far. Technical support, so who should I contact? Well, you can submit a ticket to the help desk, right? Where can I access my degree audit and grades? That would be in your student portal. This is the link here. Where can you update your personal information? That is also in the student portal, and that's very important to Jenny. Always ensure that you keep your email up to date, your phone number up to date, your address up to date, because that's the only way that we communicate with you. When do you access your course room? You will access this on your first day of class on Monday, April 8th, although you will have access to both websites prior to your start date. And do you have to participate weekly? Yes, you do, because you have weekly assignments that you need to complete.
So
right.
Regarding April 8th, when is the earliest, because of the time difference? We're 3 hours, Hawaii is 3 hours behind. So what time is the earliest that I can access the first class?
Yeah, of course, really good question. You are 3 hours behind?
Yes.
So you would be able to access the course at 9 your time on April 7th. On Sunday, April 7th, you would be able to access the class because we provide access to students at midnight.
Oh, okay. Okay, so April 7th,
after 9 o'clock p.m. your time.
After 9 o'clock a.m.?
p.m.
Oh, p.m. After 9 o'clock p.m. Okay. Okay. And is it a live or is it a recorded?
Oh, good questions. Yeah, and we're going to get into that. However, just know that. Yeah. Okay. You want me to just move forward, and then if you have questions, we can address them?
Yeah. Yeah, just move forward and yes.
Yeah, that way I can give you the details.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right, so let's talk about your outline, right? So this is your first week. This is what it looks like here. Jenny. You are in the first course is the GRC 600 Doctoral Academic Study and Writing class. Basically, what this course prepares you to do is learning different writing styles. And what you'll be doing is, and how you can see it, and I'm very, I can see, when I see pictures, I can learn better, right? So what I did here is I created this slide with all 6 weeks, right? This is how your courses are structured. You have 6 weeks. Every single week is a unit. And then I expanded the first week because this is what you'll be tackling on each unit. And again, during the tutorial, I'm actually going to go through each of these sections, right? But the first week begins on Monday, and every single unit ends on a Sunday at 11:55 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And this is what you will be required to do. The first day of class, you'll be posting your bio. You'll be reading chapters 1 through 3. You'll be submitting a syllabus quiz, very easy points. All you need to do is review the quiz, the syllabus, and then answer some simple questions. You'll have to review some lectures that are in the course, view a voting activity. You'll also be participating in a discussion question, and then you'll be submitting a milestone project and a blog post. So going back to your initial questions about the lectures, right? So this program is asynchronous, meaning that everything that you need to access, everything that you need to review will be located upon you accessing your course. So there's no specific date or time that you need to log in. Everything will be available for you there. There are no live lectures. There are videos there that will help you better understand the content of the textbook, and that will support that. And you will also have access to all 6 weeks or the rest of the coursework. So you'll have weekly deadlines, and you'll be able to access all 6 weeks. Does this make sense?
Yes. Yes. Okay.
And then, I do want to mention.
I'm very visual. I'm very visual too.
Oh, good.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm very visual myself too. So if I see it, I understand it. Otherwise, you lose me.
Yes.
So I'm glad that we have something in common. Yeah. So the benefit of that is that you have full control of when you access your course. It's available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. One of the things that students always ask me is, David, can I work ahead? Can I submit work early? Let's say we're in week 1, and in week 3, you're going to be traveling, or you're going to have a heavy workload. You can definitely start working ahead. You can start writing ahead, and you can just go into week 3 and then just upload the work. Again, we want to make sure that we provide you with the resources and tools and the content there for you, and ensure that you're successful. But this is how the course rooms are going to be structured for every single class.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about the business writing style, right? So all of your assignments will be required to be submitted in APA formatting. Are you familiar with APA?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Well, we have you covered too. I'll show you the template. There's a Word template in your course room, and basically it's already formatted for you. All you need to do is go back in there and fill in the sections. Are you familiar with any type of formatting? Chicago, MLA?
No.
Okay, don't worry. So basically, it's just how you're going to write your document, how you're going to format your Word document.
Okay.
It sounds a little daunting. It's very easy. I'll show you. There's some rules that you need to follow, and I'll show you an example. I'll also send you the template before you even start class. You'll have the template as well in your course room when you start.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
And in addition to that, we have a style guide, PowerPoint presentation. We have the writing center. So there's a lot of ways for you to ensure that you are meeting those APA formatting style requirements.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about the textbook, right? So we utilize VitalSource Bookshelf. That is the third-party vendor that we utilize. All of your textbooks will be embedded in your course upon accessing the classroom. Item number 2 here, as a new student, you will be creating a new account with VitalSource Bookshelf. Item number 3 here, The book application can be downloaded via your smartphone, your tablet, and your desktop. And lastly, item number 4, you have the ability to read your books offline. As a student myself, I downloaded the textbook application, VitalSource Bookshelf, on my phone, and I can actually utilize it, during my commute. There's some books that allow you the audio portion. So you can listen on your way to work, on your commute. You can also highlight notes, share notes. A lot of great features in this application.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Oh, good. Because that was my next question. Are there audiobooks?
So you can actually make it audio, and it can read off to you. You can put on your headphones.
Okay.
So you can talk there while you're commuting or running or exercising. This is the textbook for the first class. It's called GR600 Writing from Resources. I also like to provide the students with the ISBN number in case they want to purchase their own text prior to class. That is an option. Some students like the tangible thing to see it, right? So that's completely up to you. Your tuition is very affordable, right? Because we provide you with the electronic version only, and your electronic version is including your tuition. If you would like to purchase your own hard copy, that would be at your own expense. However, I purchased this textbook when I first started my program, and actually I bought the first 3 books, and they were less than $30 paperback used on Amazon.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's reasonable.
Right? Yeah, it's very cheap, and because you're a student, once you complete your enrollment, right, and you complete your onboarding, you'll receive a university email address. And if you have a university email address, you get up to, I believe, a year or more of Amazon Prime for free.
Oh, wow.
So all the perks of being a student.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So take advantage of this.
Okay.
There you go. Let's go into the tutorial, right? I do want to say, Jenny, I want to show you this picture. The reason why I share this picture in the beginning is because that's actually some of our students here. On the left-hand side here is Caroline Tayari, and this is Luis Rivas. These were 2 students that graduated 2 years ago, and I still have a contact with them through LinkedIn. And I share this picture because I want you to see yourself and envision yourself, right? At the finish line, right? Because that's the goal, right? Get you to graduation and wear this little cap.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, during the doctorate program, that's the only level of program that students can actually wear that, for commencement. So that helps you.
I was going to ask you if these are graduates of CIU.
Yes, absolutely. You can even look for them on LinkedIn. Luis Rivas, actually, when we started working with Luis, he had just, during the middle of the term of his program, he had twins.
Oh.
So, we kept in contact. You were like, how are the twins? How are you doing? We'd always, it's not just about schoolwork, You build relationships, you just chatted to see how everybody was doing. So I look forward to that with you as well.
That's inspirational. That's something to reach forward to. To look forward to. Thank you for sharing.
Sure. All right. So this is the student portal that I mentioned to the administrative headquarters. And this is what it looks like. Once you access this website and you change your name, we don't even have access to it. So this is your personal information. It looks a little like blank here, empty, because you can actually personalize it once you log in. You can add whatever you want, move things. But a couple things that I do want to mention on the left-hand side here on the menu, right? And just again, academics, right? Always track your progression, view your finances, right? A lot of external links here and forms. One thing I do want to mention, Jenny, is always track your academics, always track your grades. As a graduate level student, you need to ensure that you're meeting a 3.0 GPA.
Okay.
So you need to always be striving for an A in the class.
Okay.
And I can tell you that if I can do it, you can do it too. I always tell students, just try your very best, and I promise you that as long as you try your very best, you will succeed.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
that's the student portal. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to transition over to the Learn Center, right? And again, we're going to provide you both links in case you feel lost. At any time, if you forgot how to access both links, all you do is go back to the main website, and then you click on Login here. And this is my classes for Learn Center and the student portal.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Second website is the Learn Center, and the first thing that you see once you access the homepage of the Learn Center is the big red clock that says, "What time is it?" And off your question that you had about, you know, time zone, it's so important because, right, the official time zone for CIU is Pacific Standard Time, so we always need to make sure that we're submitting our work on time. Now, don't worry if you think, oh my God, what if I miss the deadline? Well, you're always going to be ahead of time, so as long as you submit your assignments by midnight your time, you're going to be fine. However, when you go into your documents and your submissions, it'll give you a countdown. It'll tell you have 3 days and, you know, 10 hours. So you'll know exactly when the submissions are due.
Okay.
So this is the homepage, right? It looks like this is the menu button here. And you'll access your courses in 2 ways on April 8th. You'll see your course appear here under My Courses. And the second way you're going to be able to access your course is by scrolling down here, and you'll see your course, GRC 600. So left-hand side or down here, GRC 600. All right. So this is your actual course room. This is what your course looks like. This is what you could be expecting to see on the first day of class. Right?
Okay.
We're going to cover through this. We're going to cover this course so you can see exactly what to expect. Okay?
Okay.
All right. There you go. And I think we already covered some of the things that I mentioned to you about being an asynchronous program, having access to it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. One thing that I do want to make sure that I reiterate is that this is not a self-paced program. A lot of students make that mistake because they think that once they have access to the class, they just need to get everything done by the end of the term. As you can see from the units, right, you have weekly assignments. So you have to complete weekly assignments by Sunday. Okay?
Okay.
So let's review. This is your first class, right? The first section, very simple, the announcements and important messages. This is just some highlights of the orientation that we go over today. And this is an open forum for your class, informal, has nothing, you know, to do with your assignments, just an open forum for you to communicate and engage. The second section is pretty important. You have your syllabus, your textbook information, right, and your materials. So your syllabus, it's very important to always review your syllabus so that you can understand the flow and the expectation of the class. I'm going to go ahead and open up the syllabus so you can see it. And this is where I can give you some of my personal tips, right? So what I do with the syllabus, and I'm just going to show you the end pages. Every time I access a class or I start a new course, what I do is I review the syllabus to ensure that I know what to expect. But in addition to that, I save it and I print it. And then what I do is I'm going to scroll all the way down. You can review this once you have access to the class. This has a lot of information, learning outcomes, your course learning outcomes, your grades for each assignment. But what I like to show students is the last portion of the syllabus, the course schedule. So this last 2 pages just shows you the course schedule, so a breakdown of each of the weeks. And it's helpful because it tells you exactly what you need to do for that week, right? So read chapters 1 through 3. So let's say you read that, check off. Complete your bio, check off, right? You complete your quiz, you can check off. So this helps you track your progression.
Wow.
So you can print it, put it in front of your desk.
Yeah, that's great.
Remind you that you can always be doing something.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. I like it that it's bulleted like that. Yeah, like that.
And I think you can relate to me, Jenny, because you know we're visual, right? So seeing it, right, and be like, okay, now I know what to expect, right? Some students, you know, even when they when they look at the course and they see the instruction, they're like, wait, did I complete everything? I need to make sure that I got everything done. If you see this, then you know exactly what to expect.
Okay.
And it shows you all 6 weeks.
Wow. That's nice that it's all, so you know what to anticipate. You know what. Yeah. So that's nice.
Exactly. And yeah. And then one of the things that I like to share with students too is that the way that I structure my week is that on the Monday, I log into class and I just review everything. I don't even do work. I just, it's a Monday, Unfortunately, Mondays are hard for us, I just go in there and I check, okay, what am I supposed to read? What is my discussion question about, right? What is my assignment about? What is my videos? Just kind of review it. So it gives you you're mentally preparing yourself. You feel already like you're being productive, and it kind of just gets the ball rolling. Right. All right. So that's the syllabus. Very important. Make sure that you review it. Your instructor information. If you click on this link, it'll be forums that will show you a lot of information for your instructor, like their expectations, their policies, and how to contact them. Communication with instructors varies. Some instructors will love to chat with you on the phone, like Dr. Rignall or Dr. Lozada or Dr. Rouse. Some instructors like to engage in email, so just via email. Some instructors will like for you to, select the time and date, right, to schedule a date to chat with them. Some even like chat with you via text or WhatsApp. So it depends on how they want to communicate with you. So viewing the instruction information, then you'll know what to anticipate with the instruction.
Okay.
Then your textbook, here it is. I always tell students, just look for the green puzzle piece and you'll know where to access the textbook. You click on this link, it'll prompt you to the textbook page here. As a new student, this is what it will look like. You'll have to input your email, make sure that the email is correct. And you move forward, it'll ask you to put a little bit more information, complete your application or your creation of your bookshelf account. And once you do that, you'll have access to the textbook and you won't have to log in every time you click. When you click on the link, you'll have access to the textbook right away. And you can download the application and then log in using the credentials that you used for the textbook or the VitalSource application. Rubrics for your project milestone, how are you going to be graded, what to expect, right? Review those. All right, so this is the section that I wanted to cover, the APA essay template and example references, especially for you, Jenny, because that APA is not something that you're familiar with, right?
Right.
All right, so how do we support you? You're gonna open that form. It's gonna download this template. Word, right? And this document is, look at it, it's already formatted for you.
Wow.
Basically, that's what APA is. APA is having a running head, having a cover page, and then, having a reference page, but it's already formatted for you. So basically, you download it, you put in your title of your essay, your name, the professor's name, and then, you fill in the information, remove anything that you don't need, but basically, this is what APA is. This is the APA style.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Does it stand for something?
Yes, it stands for American Psychological Association.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Good question. Yeah, it's an acronym.
Okay.
Yeah, and the reason why it's based on psychology is because a lot of institutions in psychology use this type of formatting.
I see. Okay.
It's mostly business and psychology that utilize APA. So if you look up like articles online, a lot of them are formatted in APA. If you look at maybe like letters or like English documents like literature, that's MLA.
Ah, okay.
Kind of industry, every industry has various methods of formatting their documents.
Okay.
So business letters usually are formatted like this with the APA.
Okay.
So we're already learning something new, right?
Yes.
All right, so this is APA, and then there was a lot of little rules that you need to follow. We also have you covered. You have this APA style guide, so you learn how to, it provides you with the APA rules, examples, references. So this is going to be your guide, right, to ensure that you meet all the APA rules. I've been doing APA for over almost 8 years now, and I can tell you that you will never learn fully. You will always refer back. So don't feel bad. Don't feel overwhelmed. Everyone uses style guides or even Google things. That's why we start Googling APA. You'll find that there's so much information on it because there's so many specific rules to it that, it's hard to retain everything.
Okay.
Okay, additional resources here. This is a resource that I really like to highlight, Grammarly.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Grammarly?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Then I don't even have to highlight it. But do you have an account right now?
My student login, is that what you're?
Oh, yeah. I asked if you were familiar with the account. Are you familiar with Grammarly, the resource?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Oh, I thought you did. I was gonna save me the trouble from explaining to you.
No, I'm putting you to work. I'm sorry, David.
Come on, Jenny. No, sort of. So what is Grammarly, right? You would probably maybe asking yourself.
I go, yeah.
So Grammarly is a writing enhancer platform that assists you with scholarly writing. It just makes you a much better writer. Okay. So you're familiar with like Word, right? And Word, and then
yes, familiar. I'm familiar with the Word and all the spelling and the grammar check, but not this this particular I guess yes, resource.
Yeah, so check actually, right? So what I tell students to kind of proofread, to kind of explain to them what Grammarly is. It's basically words like check, document check resource.
Okay.
They're like on steroids because it does so much more than just check autocorrect a word that's misspelled. I mean, it is an amazing tool. I utilize it here at the university. Here at TIU, you actually are going to get a premium account. You will need your university email address for this. So make sure that you get your email address. For the textbook, you don't need to create this account with your university email address. You can do it with your own email address. But for Grammarly, it will ask you for an EDU email address. So make sure that you utilize our email address, and then you'll access a premium account. And you can utilize it wherever you go. You can download the plugin to Word, or you can use it online. But basically, it's going to make you a better writer. I'm telling you, once you start using this, you're not going to go back to anything else because it makes your work so much better. One of the things that I like to add on this Grammarly tool is that when students are writing in business, you're writing based on research, right? So it's business writing. What we learn when we start doing writing this, and maybe if you did your master's degree in business, you did this too, but it's based on research. So you're not doing any style writing like I think, or my background is in this. You don't use the I. You don't talk about your own perspective, right? You base everything on research. So what Grammarly does is that if you're writing passively, it'll highlight sections and it'll tell you passive writing. So that means you can go back in there and then re-edit those sections so that your paper will always sure that you are meeting the business style writing.
Wow.
Yeah. And I tell you that from first experience because when I did my MBA, I went from presentations where I was doing, a capstone based on my personal experience, right? And then I started an MBA which was business oriented. So I would tend to make that mistake a lot. And then even my instructor told me, oh, you're writing, passively, and, I didn't really understand what he was talking about. And then when I got Grammarly, it changed my life. So utilize Grammarly, very great tool.
Okay. I like the word Grammarly.
Yeah. I think I'm very persuading everyone to use it.
I'm a grandma, so I can relate to that. No.
Oh. Well, you know what? And
It's
you
being
can,
wise. It's the being wise.
that's what I was gonna say. You can, you can use it as like something that's wise, right? Like
Yeah.
Grammarly as wise, right?
It's
There you
words
go.
of wisdom.
Yep, I agree.
Uh,
Look, I've been
Cool.
providing you some information, and we haven't even gotten to the meat of the course. So
Okay.
now, right? Now we're gonna get into actually what your course entails, the units.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay.
let's break down these units. All right, so this is the first unit. The first section that you see is your learning outcomes. Student services. What is the CLOs? What are these ULOs? What does that even mean? Should I even care? Well, it's basically your learning outcomes, your course learning outcomes, and your university learning outcomes. So what are you going to get out of, this first unit? Why are you paying so much money, right? Well, actually, in our case, very affordable. So basically, this is what you're going to be learning, right? You're going to learn all these things. You're going to start learning right away. You're also it tells you what you're going to be reading, chapters 1 through 3, right? So this is the first section. Then we get into the next section, which is the introduction to your class. This is your biography statement here. Very simple, informal. Don't worry about meeting a minimum word count or meeting some type of APA formatting. None of that is required here. Just write a bio. You may even already have a bio that you've written for a website or something else, but just kind of, encourage your students to start working together, start networking, learn about each other, right? And this is your first task that you'll be completing on Monday, April 8th.
Okay.
So this is the Unit 1 quiz, the syllabus quiz. This quiz is just kind of to help you, get you in the habit of reviewing the syllabus, right? It's very easy and it's open open book, so you can utilize the syllabus while you're taking this quiz. So there's no reason why you shouldn't get an A+ here.
Okay.
Down to the lectures that we were talking about. So as you can see here, the lectures are all embedded in course with YouTube videos. This is going to help you since you are a visual learner. These are 2 videos here, right?
Okay.
All right. Then we move on to the voting activity. So what does that entail? Basically, exactly what it sounds like, a voting activity. So you're going to watch this video and answer this question. Which of the following discussion question is going to be centered around those weekly reading assignments or those videos? There's a minimum word count of 150 words, and you will have to reference your textbook. But basically, you respond to the discussion question, and then you respond to 2 classmates for a total of 3 posts.
Okay.
Then you have your project milestone. So this is your first writing assignment. It gives you a breakdown of what you're required to do. It's a 4-page paper. An APA is double space, right? So it's technically around 1 to 2 pages, right? And then it gives you a little breakdown of how you should structure your paper.
Okay.
And then lastly, for this unit, you just write a blog. This blog does not require you to engage other students. All you need to do is watch the videos and then answer the question. And you post your blog here.
Okay.
And then that unit will conclude with that blog post. And then you move on to the next unit the following week. Okay?
Okay.
That's how each of the courses will be broken down. And then, as you can see here, you can see the rest of the units 1 through 6. Okay? Sounds doable?
I think so.
Yeah, and like Ellen mentioned, I'm in the program. I tackle the work. I spread it throughout the week. Do one thing, Monday. Do another thing on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then maybe you'll even be completing everything by Saturday. For the most part, my situation, I usually finish everything by Saturday. So.
Okay.
So it's very doable if you're disciplined and you're on top of your work.
Okay.
Okay. So that's your coursework. Just a couple things I want to highlight in the Student Resource Center. I'm going to go up to the homepage here. So up on the top, you're going to click on Student Resources. You're going to click on Student Resource Center. And this is where you'll see a lot of information that pertains to you as a student. Textbook information. So in this link, you'll be able to download all of your CIU book list information, so all of your courses with the textbooks. A video on your bookshelf training if you want to learn more about the features in VitalSource bookshelf. The plagiarism scanner that I was mentioning to you about. So it's right here, VeriCite Plagiarism Scanner. As I mentioned to you, when you upload your submissions, it will be scanned for plagiarism. You need to make sure that you have less than 15%.
Okay.
To ensure that you meet that threshold, if you go here, Student Resource Center, Student Resources, Student Resource Center, and if you utilize this tool here, you're not submitting to your instructor, you're not submitting to anybody. This is for you to view. Upload your document here, and it'll track you, and it'll give you a report and a percentage.
Ah, got it. Okay.
The online library is located here when you need to do some research, IRN, and then technical support. Okay, and then once you have access to this website, feel free to log in and then start reviewing all the links so you can get acquainted and get familiar with Learn Center. Okay, any questions?
Let's see, where's the one? I took a lot of notes, so I'm gonna need to go back. But so far it's clear. So
happy to hear that. And then I'm also recording, right? And I'm gonna provide you this recording as well as a PowerPoint presentation. And of course, we're gonna supporting you throughout your way in the program. So if anything comes up, feel free to let us know.
Okay.
And of course, if you're a visual person, you probably will also be able to have to maneuver the website on your own to also, get a better understanding, correct?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And the recorded, when will it be available for me to access?
The recording, I could probably provide that to you by tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay. Okay, awesome.
All right. Okay, so then that brings us to the last portion of our presentation here. The assistance and support. Well, we're going to skip this one. We're going to go to Intelligent Partnership. So we'd like to provide you with a lot of resources, right, and tools. CIU has partnered with a startup company that is located in South France. This company's name is Pocket Confidant, Artificial Intelligence. And basically, what a lot of very successful entrepreneurs have is that they have a coach, right? We can provide you with a coach, but we can provide it with artificial intelligence coach. So this Pocket Confidant tool is available for all students upon the start of their program. And this is not limited to just the use for your academics. You can use this Pocket artificial intelligence for your own, to talk about your work, talk about family. It's basically an additional resource for you. And you'll receive those credentials in the second week of the start of your program. Sound good?
Yes. Hold on. Let me walk to another room. My grandson just came home, so hold on a second.
No worries.
Thank you. Okay, I'm back. Thank you. Sorry about that.
No worries. No worries. So this is Pocket Confidant. Again, you'll receive an email in the second week. You actually will receive an email from me, and then you'll access this tool if you need it. All right, student resources. So just kind of like just to refresher what we talked about in resources. You have the Writing Center available for you in case you need help, Jenny, with APA. We have Grammarly, of course. Math Lab, we have Pocket Confidant, you have your student advisor, and then we also have the CIU YouTube channel in case you want to refer back to previous recordings or other workshops that we recorded in the past.
Okay.
This is our staff directory. I think it's very important that students always know who to reach out to when they need support. So your last name is Bizzle. You have Jenny, and then you have Jenny. You have Jenny, and then you have Jenny. So your last name is Bizzle. You have Jenny, and then you have Jenny. So your last name is Bizzle. You have Jenny, and then you have Jenny. So your last name is Bizzle. You have Jenny, and then you have Jenny. So your last name is Bizzle. You have Jenny, and then you have Jenny. So your last name is Bizzle. You have Jenny, and then you have Jenny. So your last name is Bizzle. You have Jenny, and then you have Jenny. So your last name is Bizzle. You have Jenny, and then you have Jenny. So your last name is Bizzle. You have Jenny, and then you have Jenny. So your last name is Bizzle. You have Jenny, and then you have Jenny. So your last name is Bizzle. You have Jenny, and then you have Jenny. So your last name is Bizzle. You have Jenny, and then you have Jenny. So your last name is Bizzle. You have Jenny, and then you have Jenny. So your last name is Bizzle. You have Jenny, and if I'm
Yes.
pronouncing that correct.
Yes.
So your financial aid officer is Joanna, right? So
Okay.
if you need
Yes.
aid support, if you need support with regarding money and accounts, you can always reach out to Chandra or Isaac here.
Okay.
Center director is Dr. Kirk Macon. You can email him here. Like if you have any questions regarding APA, this is the person that you would contact, Dr. Kirk Macon. That's his direct email. I actually have a phone number for him now. So if you would like me to provide you with his actual direct line, I can provide that to you.
Okay. I'm ready.
Oh, I don't have it with me, but I can email it to you. Let me
Okay.
actually, I do. I have it. Well, I'll email it to you. You don't have to
Okay.
write it down.
Alrighty.
And then that's the help desk again. It's going to become your best friend in case you need tech support.
Okay.
And then so that's it for the staff directory. So we've gone over a lot of information. I hope that you feel prepared. I hope that you're excited. I always like to end our orientation with some closing remarks. First and foremost, I want to say to you, Jenny, that you deserve to be here. You are accepted into this program. So we want you to believe in your abilities, right? You're here now. Know that you're not going to be alone. Graduate school can be a very challenging process, but it helps to know that you're going to experience the same up and downs as your classmates. So challenges are expected, but just keep moving forward. It's a process, so developing good research skills and understanding the jargon takes time. Be patient. You will get it, right? And I say that because, Jenny, every single student, it does not matter what industry, what background, how much education they have, how smart they think they may be. We all, when we start something new, it can be daunting, right? It can be scary, but we all are, we all feel the same way. We're not going to experience the same challenges. So please reach out to us if we need help. There's always going to be someone that can help you.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, I sensed that from the very beginning with Lynn and with Joanna. So I think I'm in good hands because you're right. This is new. This is something new for me, and it's very different from what I'm used to. It's out of my comfort zone, but I think I'm up for the challenge.
And like I mentioned to you in a previous slide, you were accepted in this program. So, we believe in you. So, I know you're going to do well. And once you complete your first class, that's when it really hits in. You're like, wow, I'm a DBA candidate. I completed my first class, and I'm glad, a lot of times that's what makes you grow, right? When you step out of your comfort zone, you're stretching, right? So you're becoming a better person, self-development. And then also take it one course at a time. I always tell students, just take it one course at a time. Don't even look at the future. Take it one course at a time, 1 week at a time. That's it.
Okay. I'll put that in my I'll write that up and I'll put that in my reminder. There should be an app.
Or maybe you gave me the idea to develop an app. There you go. An app. There you go. Good. I'm happy to feel that way. How do you feel? Do you feel excited? Do you feel like you're better prepared?
Excited. I'm a little bit overwhelmed with all of the new thing, but that's accepted. I mean, that's expected.
Sure.
It's clear, and I'm glad that I did the orientation today before going back to work. So I'm glad that it was that it would happen today and not on the 28th. So no, this is good.
Good. Yeah. Absolutely. I know it seems like it's a lot of information, obviously, I'm hitting you with so many slides and so much information, but once you log into class, you focus on each of the units. That's going to be your only focus, right? Completing those tasks, and you're on your way to, completing every single week and every class. And then it becomes semesters, then it becomes pieces of the DBA, and then you're on to your dissertation. So
yes,
I always think about it as like when you're driving a car at night, right? You get through point A to point B in the dark because your car can light up the next heat in front of you. So think about it like that.
Oh, okay. That's good. I like that analogy.
Yeah. I'm all about analogies because sometimes I'm visual, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's right. That's right.
That pretty much concludes our presentation today, Jenny. Again, this is going to be rewarding, a worthwhile partnership, and we really hope that you get the most of your time with us. I know that once you start attending class, the most important thing is that you're going to start learning things that you're going to be able to implement in your job, and just learning it yourself and taking it and putting it to practice somewhere else.
Okay. Just one question. So how many how many candidates are there, or that's going to be in the same process or same term? How many students will be starting on the 8th?
Good question. So yeah, absolutely. So we're an open enrollment institution, right? So as you saw from the academic calendar, we have terms or students starting every 6 weeks, right? Okay. So right now with you in the doctorate program, and I can actually give you an exact number, we have around, I believe, 17 students.
Wow, okay. Awesome. And then will I have access, will we have each other's information, or will there be opportunity for us to network or even have a discussion or
Yeah, good question. So the initial biography statement, that's where you see students, communicating, exchanging emails, working together. Some classes even create their own groups outside on Facebook. I highly recommend that. I think that's important to have a support. So, and if you don't see it, you can even start it yourself. Say, hey, who wants to be part of this group, or who can I share my information with, and start, developing those networking opportunities and those partnerships.
I see. Okay, got it. Okay.
So yeah, take advantage of that. The biography statement.
Okay. Okay. So that will be the first assignment, correct? And
then your students posting their bio. So then you can reply to them, and say, hey, how are you? Let's contact outside of, class. This is my email, and you can do that.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Now that's great, because I think just over the years is working and attending many conferences, a lot of the learning, it just makes it more, the learning experience more meaningful is through the network. And so I really the networking really is what helps me thrive. So
yeah, no, absolutely, I agree with you. I think together as a team and having people that you can reach out to, vent to, is really helps, and it's your support team, right? So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely start that. If you don't see it started, I tell students every time we have orientation too. Right now, you were the only one that attended. We had a big group the last orientation, and I even tell them to start sharing their contact information, and they do. Even the chat box, they already start, hey, this is my number, or call me, or this is my email address, right? And then they start creating those relationships. Yep, absolutely.
That's awesome. Okay. All right.
All right, Jenny.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time and for the orientation and giving me all of the information and the tools and the resources, and to get me started and be better prepared for my first course. So, thank you.
There you go, Jenny. Well, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. I look forward to working with you, and and again, congratulations. And we'll be sending you an email within 24 to 48 hours. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you, David, and thank you, Edlyn, as always. Thank you, Lynn.
All right. Take care.
Take care.
All righty. Okay. Have a wonderful day. Okay.
You too.
Thank you.
Aloha.
Aloha.